Hey y'all. Sorry y'all. I'm sorry I'm a little late, but I was here. I don't know what's going on with it, but um my streaming app gave me the blues just now. I don't know why, but it did. Okay, wait. Okay. Can y'all hear me and see me? I'm sorry. Um it was no fault of my own. That was my streaming app acting a little difficult this time. It wouldn't just let me connect for some reason. But it usually does, but it did not this time. So I don't know what happened. Can y'all see me and hear me pretty good? Hey, bro. Thank you for coming, sir. Thank you. Y'all like the video, please. I don't know what happened this time around. I really don't. But, man, this technology do what it want. Of course, when I'm ready to go live, there you go, acting crazy. Of course. Oh, can y'all hear me and see me pretty good though? Since I had a few difficulties coming up in here tonight. I appreciate y'all though, cause I could tell. I didn't come like I usually right at 9:30. I click live, go live or whatever, and it's like I had a bunch of different people on Facebook. So I don't know if it was some of y'all or some people over there. I don't know, but I appreciate you for coming either way. Sis, thank you for coming. Oh, Tina, what up, my girl? Hey, mom. Thank you for coming. Okay, y'all, I'm clear. Y'all hear me well? My service YouTube connector. Hmm. They say they can hear me over here. You couldn't hear me over there? Child, let me see if I can. But I mean, gee, at this point, okay. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the issue was this time, but it kind of gave me a little difficulty going live on YouTube this time for whatever reason. Of course, when you want to go live and do something, that's when you had issues. So, Alicia, thank you for coming. Thank you, Lil. Thank you for commenting. Y'all double tap your screen and like the video, please. Thank you. It's not live. Refresh it, sis. I see it on mine. Thank you, brother. Queso. Thank you for coming. Refresh your sis and see if you can see it now, because you're scaring me. But I do see it though, I think. But then again, well, it says live, but then it what kind of says it still says upcoming, but I think I should be. Like, okay, you come in now and you good now? Again, thank y'all for all right, okay. Thank y'all for coming for real. Again, I was a little late this time. I don't know what happened, but I had some issues getting on my streaming app. It wasn't even working. Like it was coming up, but I mean, I was sitting here waiting till 9:30. But then when I went to click go live, it didn't. It wasn't open for me. Okay. Thank y'all. Thank you so much. Well, I hope y'all have had a. All right. I'm sad. Oh, I hope y'all have had a good week thus far. Almost Friday. Y'all almost made it. One more day. Hope y'all done had a good week. Mine has been okay. Mine has been all right. Oh, so thank y'all again. Thank you so much for coming. Hey y'all, welcome to Keena's Corner. I'm your girl Keena, and I thank you sincerely for being here in my corner. Here on Keena's Corner, I speak facts, opinions, truths, vulnerabilities, and need to knows. If you're here on my YouTube or on my Facebook, if you would for me, take the time to like the video, whether you double tap it or whether you go find the actual thumbs up. Please make sure you do that for me. Make sure you comment, share, subscribe, like. Okay, do that for me. When you do that, I will, of course. That's how Facebook and YouTube know that you enjoy your girl, and they will push your girl further up the algorithm. I am I'm at 930 something subscribers. And of course, to other people that may be moving a little slow or whatever. But again, it's been almost 3 years, and I've done this organically, just with people who have supported me. So I'm proud of that. I'll be at 1,000 soon. It won't take me long because I'll be these shorts be hidden, and the content be hidden too. That people just got to get hip to Keena's Corner. That's all. So make sure you interact with my content when you do. Of course, it's gonna help other people see it, and somebody need to see it anyway, right? For sure. If you hear, comment. If you come back at a later date when this is not or no longer live, please leave me a comment as well so I can know you were here. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for stopping by, for hanging with your girl one more time. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend a little time with me every week. If this your first time, thank you for coming and choosing to spend a little time with me. I hope you um get some from it. I hope you learn some. Hope you clock it or something one time or something like that. Appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to every single one of y'all that will eventually hear me, no matter where you are in the world. I always got to say, no matter where you are in the world, because your girl is in 83 countries and pushing, 83 and pushing. So it's your girl, Keena Matthews, and you already know. What y'all know? Talk back to me. I got these little ears, but I can hear. Talk back to me. What y'all know? You already know. It's your girl, Keena Matthews, and you going to heal over here. Miss Ruth, thank you for coming. I hadn't seen you in a long time, but I remember you from Facebook. I don't know if it was either if it's my Facebook group or somewhere, but I remember you from Facebook. Thank you so much for coming. I don't think I've seen you in a live before, so I appreciate you for coming. I remember your first and last name. Thank you so much. Drop a comment, let everybody know where you coming from, what state you in, because I don't know that. So drop a comment. Again, thank y'all so much. You already know what's going on. It's your girl Keena Matthews, and you already know for sure you're gonna heal over here. So this is season 14, episode 10. Right? Y'all heard that? Season 14, episode 10. So that means this is the end of season 14. This is a season finale for 14. So next week we're going into 15. Hey, one time for that. This is the season finale. So the title of this episode, you've been making yourself smaller to make it work. You've been making yourself smaller to make it work. Cool. Ohio. Well, yeah, my other sister up in here, she's from Ohio. Xenia, I think. No, Xenia, sis. She's from Ohio. So welcome. Thank you from Mississippi for popping in from Ohio. Make sure you share it with somebody up that way, okay? We need the support. All right. So again, in this episode, you've been making yourself smaller to make it work. I want to start this episode with a question. Yeah, I know I like questions. I like questions. I want to start this episode with a question. When did you being understanding become you constantly understanding why your needs were not being met? Again, all right, see. When did being understanding become you constantly understanding why your needs were not being met? That's the question. See, I'm right. I'm right. I might got that purple wrong, but I got that right. Y'all hear that question? Because a lot of us learn how to make ourselves smaller just to make connections work. A lot of us were taught to make ourselves smaller to make relationships work. We learn how to ask for less. We learn how to accept less, right? We learn to expect less. We learn to feel less, complain less. And then, of course, we start calling it compromise. But sometimes, usually, that just ain't compromise. That's not compromise. Sometimes that's literally self abandonment with a cute little relationship title with it. Listen, just like that. Just like that. If the relationship only works when you become less of yourself, the relationship is not working. You are. Ooh, good God Almighty. Y'all heard it. You heard it. If the relationship only works when you become less of yourself, the relationship is not working. You are. You are, right? I need you to, you got to really sit with it. Sit with it because maybe, and I know a bunch of us, maybe you've been asking yourself, am I too needy? Do I expect too much? Do I call too much? Am I asking for too much attention? Am I asking for too much reassurance? Am I too emotional? Should I be more independent? Should I just let things go? Should I just let it, let it flow? Should I just not say anything? Should I just be quiet? And I'm here to tell you that, of course, just because, I mean, every single thing that you asking for, I'm not telling you that it's automatically reasonable just because you want it. I'm not saying that. Of course, dog, we honest over here, but I am asking you something different. What if you were never asking for too much? You were just simply asking the wrong person. Hey, if I say something you like, sis, Leo, put my fire in the chat. You got to put me out. I be on fire, and y'all got to come behind her with the extinguisher and the fire truck, cause I be on fire now. Listen, 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 listen. There's a difference. There's a difference between somebody saying that I can't meet that need or I can't give you that, and you did other than you spending 3 years trying to convince somebody that your needs deserve to be met. Okay. Again, there is a difference in somebody actually telling you that I cannot meet that need, that I just can't give you that. And you sitting there waiting for 3 years, trying to explain to somebody why your needs deserve to be met. There's a difference between the two. And on this episode, we are talking about the difference, right, between you compromising and you abandoning yourself. That's good, right? Talking about the difference between compromise and self-abandonment. That's good, right? Because because when you've received nothing but the bare minimum, when all you've gotten is the bare minimum, you it's gonna feel extraordinary when you finally get just a little of something that you've been asking for or craving, right? It's the bare minimum will feel extraordinary. It will feel extra special to you when you've been deprived, when you don't expect anything but the little that you get, right? We're talking about why you keep questioning whether you too much. When the real question really is, why have you been accepting so little? I be getting hot down here, y'all. I ain't had nothing to drink. I really be getting hot. So this is episode 140. This is season 14 finale, right? And I just feel that this, of course, is a perfect conversation to have since we've been going so smooth over this season. And maybe it's just not about you learning to when to walk away from other people, right? Maybe it's about us finally recognizing how many times that we walk away from ourselves trying to keep somebody else. Oh God. That's a word now. Listen. Listen. So, of course, you get comfortable in here. If ain't nobody told you, sweetheart, you do not have to shrink to be loved, right? You do not have to shrink to make anybody else comfortable. Our relationship should not require you to lose yourself, to abandon yourself, to trying to keep somebody else. Those are just facts. Because a lot of the times, honestly, no, you were not asking for too much. You probably just asking the wrong person. You're probably just asking a person who was not capable of giving you what you needed at the time. You probably was asking a person who was not willing to give you what you needed or deserved at the time. And instead of us accepting that as incompatibility, because I know how we are, instead of us accepting that we're just not compatible, we start negotiating with ourselves that when we say I'm too much, right? Maybe I do expect too much. Maybe I do call too much. Maybe I do text too much. Maybe I do need too much reassurance. Maybe I should be more independent. Baby, if you having needs make you too much, then maybe you are trying to fit inside a relationship that requires less of you. Mm-hmm. 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 Do not shrink your needs trying to make somebody else comfortable. Facts. You should not have to become less affectionate because your partner don't know how to be affectionate, because your partner don't know how to give affection. You should not have to Like I said, you shouldn't have to become less affectionate because your partner don't know how to give affection. Ooh, good God Almighty! You shouldn't have to stop asking questions because somebody else get irritated simply because you held them accountable. Ooh, now that'll preach, that'll preach, that'll preach. Y'all already know what I'm talking about on that. That'll preach because that's a lot of that's a lot of times somebody do something to hurt you and then you bring it up. Now they irritated because they don't want to hear about it. No, you should not have to stop asking questions simply because it irritates them, simply because, you know, you held them accountable. No, that's not peace. That's literally you abandoning yourself. That's you silencing yourself. Mm. A relationship, any relationship should not require you to become less of yourself just so you can keep said person or another person comfortable, period. Period. Again, that bare minimum, it looks and feels like a blessing when you have not received anything other than less, right? When you've been deprived. Because when you've gone without consistency, somebody sending you a good morning text, oh shit, you just may lose your mind, right? A good morning text will feel like romance to you. When you have gone without communication, somebody finally explaining something to you may seem like they're emotionally mature. Don't mean that, but that's what it may seem like. When you have gone without affection, somebody giving you a hug may make you feel like everything is okay. But really, that's not extraordinary, right? Sometimes you're not experiencing an extraordinary or healthy love. You are experiencing probably just the first little thing that, again, that you have been wanting, that you have been craving, and somebody finally did it, right? Do not confuse relief with compatibility. That don't mean that y'all are compatible, right? Potential will have you neglecting yourself. Look at that word again. Mama, look at that man. Potential will have you abandoning yourself. Potential will have you questioning yourself. Potential will have you negotiating with yourself, right? Because you aren't necessarily staying because of who they are. You are staying because who you think in your mind who they could be one day. Despite everything they've shown you, right? You're staying because of who you imagine that they could become one day. Again, in spite of what's in front of your face, what they have already shown you. And every time reality disappoints you, guess what you do? You go back and lean on that potential. But that's that hope. That's what you hope they could be, right? If you got to constantly imagine the relationship becoming healthy, you are already telling yourself the truth right there, right? If you got to imagine the relationship instantly like becoming healthy, you've already telling yourself the truth about what it is right now. You already see what the truth is. Ooh, let that sizzle in your spirit. Just listen to that. Let it sizzle in your spirit, sis. Bro, sis, bro. Y'all, let that sizzle in your spirit. If you have to constantly imagine what the relationship, or if you have to constantly imagine the relationship becoming healthy, you're already telling yourself the truth about what it is right now. You shouldn't have to imagine. That's potential, right? Right? Yes, it is. Yes. Potential is crazy, or potential, potential. Damn, potential is crazy. Potential is seductive because you start falling in love with a future that they ain't even promised you, right? Right? You start falling in love with a future while you are ignoring, like currently, you are ignoring everything in front of you. You ignoring every piece of evidence right in front of your face because you do not have to be. You don't have to be the best woman, the best girlfriend, the coolest girlfriend. You don't have to be the most understanding person. You don't have to be a woman who never complains. You don't have to be the woman who never asks for reassurance. You don't have to be the woman who can handle everything on her own. You don't have to be the woman who is always available. You don't have to be the woman who forgives everything. You don't have to perform low maintenance just to be considered lovable, right? You should not be having to perform an audition for a role that you're already supposed to be loved in, respected in, valued in. Put me out, I'm on fire. Put me out, I'm on fire. Put the fire extinguishers in here. Put me out, I'm on fire. I'm hot for real too, y'all. I be feeling like a preacher. I told y'all when I get down here, I really do be feel like a preacher because I be getting hot and I ain't drunk a drop of nothing but water. Listen, sometimes your standards may not actually be the problem. Sometimes it's not your standards, right? A lot of the times it's what we tolerate. Sometimes your standards aren't the problem, it's the tolerance, what we are willing to tolerate. Because a lot of times we'll say, I need to up, or I'm sorry, I need to lower, right? I need to lower my expectations. Now sometimes it's just raise you got to raise your standards and stick to them. Raise your standards and stick to them, because you can have all the standards you want, but if you're willing to keep accepting the opposite of what you just said that you wouldn't tolerate, baby, your standards ain't protecting you. Put me out, I'm on fire. Put me out. A boundary that you refuse to enforce is just a preference that you have to keep explaining over and over again. Put me out, I'm on fire. Ooh, y'all, loud, 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 loud. She said, damn, damn, damn. Listen, y'all heard that? Ooh, y'all heard that? Y'all heard it. I typed it. Y'all should type it. If you could type it fast enough, a boundary you refuse to enforce is just a preference that you keep having to explain over and over again. Or just put a boundary that you refuse to enforce is just a preference that you have to keep explaining. God, dog. Ooh, listen, seriously. Us healing just might mean that we have to raise our expectations. You healing might mean that you have to raise your expectations. Damn. You healing might mean that you have to raise your expectations. Not you becoming bitter, not you believing that love is bullshit. That everybody is the same. That ain't nobody shit. That everybody is full of shit. Not you deciding that love is not real, right? Not you deciding that nobody is good out here. Ain't nobody good out here in these streets. It's not that, right? It's just you finally saying that I'm not doing that again. I'm not tolerating that again, right? That's all it is when you heal, right? Not because you hate anybody, because it's just like at this point, you know what it cost you. You know what it cost you. So I ain't gonna hold y'all much longer. I'm hot, y'all. Really hot. I ain't gonna hold y'all much longer. Oh, a bunch of us. Maybe you done spent years thinking that you need to be less, that you need to dumb it down, that you need to be less of yourself, that you need to shrink, right? Maybe you need to be less emotional, right? Less sensitive, less affectionate, less demanding, less opinionated. Talk less. Less ambitious, less available, less you, less of yourself, because somebody convinced you that you fully being yourself was a relief. That was the reason that the relationship didn't work. That's crazy, huh? I heard that somebody convinced you that you fully being yourself, fully embracing who you are, was why the relationship didn't work. That wasn't the problem. That was not the problem. The problem was never that you were too much, right? It's probably that you were finally fully becoming, or you were finally becoming too much for a situation that you were supposed to be less in. I had to get them words together, right? That's the part that we got to sit with. You got to sit with that part. You don't have to become less. You don't have to be less of yourself to be loved properly. Period. Facts. Big dot. Period. You don't have to make yourself easier to be tolerated. Ooh, Jesus. You don't. Mm. You don't have to apologize for you needing consistency. You don't have to apologize for you wanting effort, right? You don't have to apologize for you wanting affection, attention, right? You don't have to pretend that something doesn't hurt you just because somebody don't want to hear about it. Listen, listen. You damn sure don't have to keep abandoning pieces of yourself just to prove that you're capable of somebody loving you. Come on now. Come on now. Love is not supposed to require your disappearance. Y'all get that? Love is not supposed to require your disappearance. Because you love somebody, because you're in a relationship, does not mean that you should abandon yourself. Is what I exactly what I'm saying. Again, the episode was about compromise, the difference between compromise and self abandonment. Ooh, you should not have to disappear for love. My lord. Listen, the right relationship won't require a smaller version of you to survive. It won't require you to become less, for you to dumb it down, for you to be quiet, for you to become less, to be less of yourself, to be somebody that you not even are, right? So if you've been ever asking or wondering if you're asking for too much, ask a different question. Ask yourself why you've been willing to accept so little. Mm, mm, mm. Sometimes your blessing, your breakthrough is not realizing that somebody was not enough for you, right? Sometimes it's you realizing that you stopped being enough for yourself every time you accepted something that you knew was not any good for you. Mm, listen, we not doing that shit no more. Period. Big die. We not doing that no more. Listen here. It's been your girl, Keena Matthews. And you already know. What y'all know? Put in the comments. What y'all know? It's your girl, Keena Matthews. What do you know? You already know you're going to heal over you. Mm. Season 14 finale. Big old cheers to season 15. I'm done, y'all. That's my spiel. Thank y'all, ladies and gents. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, peeps. Thank y'all for coming. Show me. Ooh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hmm. I'll leave the comments up. Appreciate you. Oh my God. Y'all gonna talk back to me before I get out of here? I'm gonna go edit this video. I don't know why it just act like he didn't want to do right at the beginning. It didn't even want to. I'm just like, I'm waiting to go live, waiting to go live, and it wouldn't even come up. It wouldn't even work for the girl. I don't know what was going on with it. Mhm, 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 mhm. Well, y'all ain't doing too much talking on these parts. Thank y'all so much for coming though. Seriously, our y'all please, if you would, if you have not, even if you click off of here or when this ends, because I'm not exactly sure how live works on YouTube. Um, so if you cannot like it while you're on here, y'all do me a favor when you click off, please like the video. Like the video. Of course, if you have not, make sure y'all are subscribed to your girl. Make sure you share it with a friend who could use it, and they can send it to another friend and tell another friend and tell one more friend that Keena over here. Speaking on Keena's Corner, she be up here every Thursday, dropping some facts and some gems. Some gems for y'all. I try to give you gems. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. So I can edit this. This is Keena's Corner, where we heal, grow, and tell the truth, even when it hurts. If this episode blessed you, please just don't listen. Make sure you tap in with your girl one time. To my Apple podcasters, please, if you would for me, make sure you leave a rating and a review. Rating just the stars, a review with the actual words. When you do that, of course, it just only helps other people hear this healing. Make sure you are following as well. To my Spotifyers, Spotifyers and Android users, please make sure that you are following me on Spotify. Don't just listen to the episodes. Go ahead and follow me so when I do post these, you do not miss them. Thank y'all so much for doing that. Anybody listening on Good Pods, make sure you continue to recommend the episodes. When you recommend them, they only push me up further in the algorithm. Also, if you missed it, believe last week or the week before, y'all, I actually made a list as one of the top black motivational podcasts in the United States. I was actually number 12. Steve Harvey was number one, and I was number 12. So something is working, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all just stick around with me, hang out with me. I want to shout out in the United States. I want to shout out Kansas and Missouri. Kansas and Missouri actually are beating my home state, Mississippi, with listens right now, and I'm thankful. I've been waiting for that day actually. That's pretty cool when you can see yourself outgrow your home state, because of course I'm from here, so Mississippi would always be first in the United States, but I've actually on top of Mississippi is Kansas and Missouri. So shout out to y'all. And one in particular in Missouri was St. Louis. So shout out to the Lou. Thank y'all so much. Outside of the US, I would definitely like to thank Japan. Shout out to you. Shout out to Nigeria. Shout out to Vietnam. Shout out to Mexico. I think it was one more, but I can't think of it. Regardless, outside of the US, thank you so much for tuning in and for popping in and hanging out with your girl. Until next time, y'all stay real, be authentic, be you, be honest, stay balanced. God ain't using the perfect ones, He wants the real ones. So make sure you stay authentic. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to season 14, episode 10 of Keena's Corner. This is the season finale of episode correction. This is the season finale of season 14. Next week, we'll be going into season 15. Thank y'all so much for sticking around with your girl. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed delivering the message. I love you so very much. I thank you, Cecilia, for being here, and I thank you for being in my corner. I'm your girl, Keena. I'm out. I'm signing out. I love you. Mwah.